Good morning, true crime friends. How y'all doing? Listen, overnight down in Australia, Erin Patterson has taken the stand. Oh, we need to talk about it. There is this case. This case is so juicy. Honey, juicy as a mushroom. Look, first, you know what you need to do. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share these videos. We are getting so close to 20,000 subscribers. And when we get there, we're going to celebrate. Oh, yes, I will be doing a 20,000 subscriber celebration with none other than Melanie Little. Could you die? I am gagging that Melanie Little is coming to Gossip, Rumor, and Innuendo. Okay, so anyway, let's talk about Miss Erin Patterson. This is what you need to know. If you don't know anything about this case, don't you worry your pretty little head. I'm about to get you caught up quick, fast, and in a hurry. This is what happened. Lady down in Australia, Erin Patterson, was a little bit ticklish of the brain her whole life. But then she found a man and she was like, oh, he's cute. I'm cute. We're going to get together. We're going to get married. So they get together. They get married. They have a couple kids. She had like a rough pregnancy, childbirth, or whatever, but her in-laws were very sweet and kind to her. And she was like, oh my goodness, this is so wonderful. Y'all treat me like family. I could not love you more. And so she was continued to raise her kids, and her in-laws loved her a real lot. And she continued to be slightly off kilter. And finally her husband was like, hey girl, hey, your craziness does not really work with me. And so let's just take some space apart. I don't want to get divorced, but you know, if I could not be near you on a daily basis, that would sit real nicely with me. And she was like, okay. So but they've been separated for like years and years and years. And then finally she was just like, I mean, I don't really like the way you're separated and blah, blah, blah. She saw some paperwork where on his tax documents, he listed that he was separated. She was like, what? You have told the government we are separated? I'm super duper mad. And so she started making more demands on him, right? See, also, she was a little ticklish of the brain. She needs to be down to the nervous hospital. But child, that's another story for another day. So she was like, I want child support. I want you to pay for the school. I want this, and this. He was like, okay, heifer, now look. So she kept doing all of these things to get his attention, the way ticklish brain people will do. So her husband had dinner at her house one night, and then he got sick and he was in the hospital for 3 months. You know what I'm not going to do if you poison me? Give me a bad dinner and I end up in the hospital for 3 months. What I'm not going to do is go back to your house. So after the little incident where her husband was sick, nearly unto death, she was like, okay, now that you're well and stuff, I'm feeling frustrated because your family is distant from me. Just because I may have lightly poisoned you, I feel like they don't trust me. And so she would go onto Facebook and talk all kinds of mess about her relatives, including, look, she used her good curse words. She dug deep in her back pocket and pulled them all out and put them all on the book of faces. Y'all know better than to put stuff on Facebook. Anyway, so she was talking all kinds of mess about her relatives on Facebook. And then she was like, okay, I have calmed down. I have some hobbies, including foraging for mushrooms. Everything is going real good. But her relatives, now listen, Erin's mom and daddy and them, they passed away and left her a lot of money. You think money would buy you happiness? Well, it did buy her a really big, gorgeous, custom-built home. It did not buy her happiness or mental health, clearly. So she was like, my relatives, her remaining relatives, meaning her husband's family, are very distant. How can I get them closer to me? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell them that I am very sick. So she went on the internet and Googled all the symptoms for cancer and other things. And then she was just like, oh, I have a lump on my elbow and I'm going to have a needle biopsy and I think it might be cancer. Yep, I might have elbow cancer. Ooh, and I might have uterine cancer. So the family was like, okay, girl. So she was like, okay, plan B. I'm just going to have them over for lunch and help them understand about my illness. So she invites her ex-husband, his parents, and then the auntie and uncle on his side of the family over for lunch. At the last minute, the husband was like, nah, because I remember last time I ate at your house, everybody else went. They had a beautiful, wonderful beef Wellington. Now, please know, I was very interested in the menu because I am interested in food. So she made a mushroom paste, and then she wrapped the paste around the beef Wellington, and then she wrapped it in a phyllo dough. Sounds delicious. And then she made made mashed potatoes with gravy. I was very upset in previous reports of this case because I believed she was out here serving naked mashed potatoes, which is a crime against potatoes. But apparently she made a gravy as well. So, okay, I forgive her for that. And then she made string beans. Haricot verts are just like regular string beans. I still have questions. Anyway, so everybody had the meal. It was lovely. It was fine. And they were like, oh, can we help you? She was like, no, don't come in my kitchen. And they were like, okay, well, let's help you put the plates out. She was like, don't touch my plates. And they were like, she's weird. So she gives everybody their plates, individual servings, and she gives them all gray plates, and she takes for herself a small orange plate. She's like, well, I'm just gonna have this little dessert sized plate. I'm on a diet. I'm trying to watch my weight. What you need to know if you haven't seen her is that Miss Erin is a heavy set lady, right? So she has them over, and she's like, I have a little touch of cancer. I don't know if she told them it was uterine or elbow or something else, but she said she had a little touch of cancer, and she just wanted to talk to them about how to tell the kids. And they were like, okay, girl, we love you. We support you. Everything is going to be good. And then overnight, immediately following the meal, everybody got sick and then went to the hospital and died. Well, of the 4 people that came to the meal, 3 of them died. 1 of them required a liver transplant. Or a kidney transplant. No, a liver transplant. And so she was just like, oh, this is terrible. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry you're dead. And so at the hospital, they were like, hey girl, hey, it looks like these people have eaten poisonous death cap mushrooms. You want to come to the hospital too? Did you eat some of the food? She was like, yeah, I had some, but I don't feel sick. I'm fine. I have some like loose boo-boo and stuff, but other than that, I'm good. And they were like, ma'am, everybody else is over here. They done slipped the surly bonds of this earth. They off at the Endless Heaven Buffet, avoiding the beef Wellington section like the plague. But yeah, no, you might want to get checked out. And she's like, I don't really like doctors. And they were like, Heifer, do you like being alive? And she was like, if you insist. And so she went to the hospital. She got some fluids and stuff. And then she went on home. And the police was like, something about this is real super duper sus. And so Erin was just like, I don't know why you would think anything is suspicious. And they were like, are there leftovers? Because clearly these people were poisoned. And so she gets the leftovers and gives it to the lab. The lab tests it and they find no poison. So cut to everybody's dead. The one, except for the one dude. The one dude got a liver transplant. He has survived this vicious attack of beef Wellington. And Erin is like, oh my goodness, this is really terrible. I would like to go on the news now and stand in front of my gorgeous front door. Her front door has its own fan club. That front door is gorgeous. Anyway, she's like, I can't believe that, oh my goodness, this is terrible. Dry crying. Girl, I see you dry crying. So for the past 6 weeks, down there in Australia, they have had like 50, 60, 100,000 witnesses come on the stand. And then the Crown, that's like the prosecution. They have rested, right? And I was like, okay, so Erin has a defense. Her defense attorney, very sexy. Anyway, her defense attorney is like, whatever his name is, Colin something or other. Hey, Colin, how you doing? I call Erin Patterson to the stand. Yo, the way I was perched when I heard this heifer was taking a stand. I was like, oh, this unaliver. Okay. The internet is saying that she is a true crime fan. And we of the true crime community are like, we don't know her. She bad at crime. Maybe she was like a true crime apprentice. She was not a true crime fan because she did everything wrong. Anything you could do wrong in a crime, she did wrong. So she gets on the stand and she has a story for everything. Now, what she was not a true crime fan, she was a creative writing fan though. Oh yeah, She has some real good stories to explain what happened. Now see, the gospel according to Miss Erin is this. Her whole life has had body image issues and she was suffering from an eating disorder. Okay, say more liar. Ma'am. And she's like, so I'm overweight, I've been binge eating, and I had decided to have gastric bypass to help me lose some weight. And I wanted to talk to my in-laws about it so that I could get their help and support. So you told them you had cancer, ma'am? But she was like, I felt like they were very distant from me And I just wanted to bring them closer, and I wanted to have some of their love and support. So I figured I would have them over and make a really nice meal for them, and we would discuss it. Also, they would give me a whole lot of attention because I really like attention. I really, really deeply, deeply need attention. Ma'am, we see. See, also, your brain is real ticklish, right? And so she was just like, so, I was going to have them over and talk about the bypass, but I accidentally discussed cancer instead. Okay. She also on the stand admitted that she told them she had the needle biopsy on her elbow. She has said on the stand now, she never had a needle biopsy. She never had cancer, not uterine cancer, not elbow cancer, not no kind of cancer. And they were like, ma'am, did you ever in your life think you had cancer? She was like, because see, based on some things that had happened in the past, I didn't trust the medical establishment. So I just went to Dr. Google and I was Googling some of my symptoms. And according to Dr. Google, I might have had like some sort of dread disease, cancer or something like that. That's what Dr. Google tells everybody, which is why you're only supposed to lightly Google, not deeply Google, but okay. So she was like, cancer seemed less embarrassing or whatever. So that's why I told them that. Now, when the police had come to Erin's house, according to her, she never foraged. She ain't know nothing about foraging. She got those mushrooms that ended up in the deadly dish from a handy dandy local minority. Because people just be pulling a local minority out their back pocket when they feel like a crime has committed. And I, as a minority, am deeply offended. I, as a human, also deeply offended. She was like, I was down at the Chinese grocery store. Heifer. Anyway, so she was like, on the stand, she was like, see, what had happened was, I know I told the police that I had never in my life foraged for mushrooms. And then when the police looked at my computer, they saw that I had taken pictures of mushrooms, asked for a beef Wellington recipe, and talked a lot about foraging for mushrooms. So, man, what you're saying is you just lied. You just went to the police and opened your big stupid mouth and told a whole bunch of lies. And now she's like, See, what had happened was, during the pandemic lockdown, you could only get out for like an hour a day. And so I started going out to the botanical gardens and I saw the mushrooms and they look real, real pretty. And I did a bunch of research. And once I was really confident with my mushroom foraging, I would pick mushrooms and then I would dry them in a dehydrator that I just bought recently. And, she's like, first, I wasn't sure, but then I was like, oh, these might be good. So she was foraging mushrooms and frying them up in butter and eating them herself initially. And once she knew that they were tasty, then she was like, oh, well, these are wonderful. I can serve them to anybody. Then, ma'am, if that's true, why did you tell the police that you didn't own a food dehydrator and that you had never foraged for mushrooms? Okay, Effa. So she was like, yes, I foraged. I was very nervous, and that's why I lied about it. And then when the police came to my house and asked for my phone, now, did I have a cell phone? Yes. Did I also have a secret squirrel phone? You know, them little burner phones you could just use and throw away? I had one of those too. And I was so nervous that once the police came to search my house, I pulled out my secret squirrel phone and I did a factory reset. And so when they asked me for my phone, I gave them the secret squirrel phone. The police, of course, look at the phone and they were like, oh, you just reset this while we were here right now. That's not suspicious at all. Then the lab got a hold of that phone and found out Heifer had reset it 4 times. Do you think it resets more with each successive reset? Apparently. And they were like, okay, so where's your main phone? And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. One of the decedents, one of the people that this serial unaliver has ushered off the mortal coil, before she passed away, mentioned specifically, when we were at Erin's house, Erin served us on large orange plates and or large gray plates. She ate on a small orange plate. When the police went to looking for plates, they couldn't find no plates. They were like, so you just threw away all your plates on the heels of a meal. Your brand new house that you just had custom built, you can't tell me it didn't have a dishwasher. You know, if you put it on like that super hot disinfect setting, it'll probably kill all the germs from the mushrooms. And she was like, all the plates are gone. I don't know what happened to them. Because that's normal. Okay. She also told the police that she did not have a food dehydrator, but they found the manual at her house. Girl, We of the true crime community are shocked and aghast that you didn't think to throw away the manual. Also, when she went to throw away the brand new Proctor Silas food dehydrator, it was like $200-300. Oh, she had herself a good one. When she threw it away, she was on camera down to the local garbage dump, dumping it out. Ma'am, listen, I'm not trying to give unalivers tips, but this lady, I'm embarrassed for her. Ma'am, you are super duper bad at crime. And so she was just like, I mean, all of these are the actions of somebody who was just nervous. You know, I have a nervous disorder. She belonged down to the nervous hospital, if you ask me. But clearly, I am not a doctor. I am just your friendly neighborhood gossip, right? So it's taken 2 years for this case to wind on and get to court. And now she has come and she's here to tell her story. And this is what she's telling us. Ma'am, you are 50 years old. You have lived on this planet long enough to know, number one, don't commit crimes. Number two, lie better than this if you're going to lie. Or better yet, stay stupid, scumbag, and just keep on going to prison. So she was just like, I mean, I know it's been a long time, and I really would like to address the very mean things that I said on my very public Facebook page about my family. On Facebook, she used all of her best curse words. And so her lawyer, oh, he was sexy, was like, so Erin, you said some very unkind things about the people that you unfortunately unalived. Can you explain to us what you were thinking, dum-dum? I mean, ma'am. And she was like, I was very frustrated. I feel like they had just withdrawn from me and I really wanted their love and attention. Historically, they have been so kind to me when I had the kids. It was the mother-in-law who flew across the country to come to her house to help her with her new baby, to help her calm down, to help her feel confident as a mother. She's like, I loved these people. I would want no harm to come to them. They were so, so wonderful. And her lawyer was like, right. Can you tell us about you cussing them out here on the Book of Faces? And she was like, right. So I was having a bad day and I was feeling frustrated and I had two choices. I could go and yell at the sheep in the field. Does Australia have wild sheep? Y'all just got sheep roaming around and stuff out here? Oh, okay. I was not aware. She's like, I could yell at the sheep, or I could type it on Facebook page where the entire internet could see it, and it would later be discoverable and used against me in a court of law. And I thought about it real hard, and I was like, let me make a permanent record right here where everybody can see it. So that's what I did. Erin, girl, listen, I don't know if you know, you about to be convicted, boo-boo. This is direct examination where she's given all this information. So to recap, she admits that she lied. She admits she never had cancer. She admitted that, yeah, I said I didn't forage, but I actually did. She admitted that she gave them a false phone. She admitted that, yeah, I told them I had never foraged in my life, but my Google searches showed that I had foraged. I admitted that I told the police I never foraged, but there's pictures on my public Facebook page of me with mushrooms. There's video of me throwing out a food dehydrator down at the local garbage dump. Ma'am, you're going to prison forever and ever and ever. And what's more, nobody has deserved prison more. Now listen, this case continues. How? I don't know. She hasn't even been cross-examined yet. The way I am on the edge of my seat waiting for this cross-examination in this trash bag. She is a horrible human being. Allegedly, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes only. I'm not sure what disclaimer you're supposed to insert here when you say people are terrible so they don't sue you. But what you gonna do? Sue me from prison? From Australia? Good luck, dum-dum. So look, as this case continues, we're going to keep talking about it. In the meantime, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share these videos. We are really close to 20,000 subscribers, and I will see you next crime. Bye.